In the previous audio visual, we have discussed how protein is being digested in stomach. Due to the acidic pH, pepsin digests protein, and finally this acidic food is transferred from stomach to small intestine via sphincter muscle. What is the role of sphincter muscle? It is responsible for transferring the acidic food from stomach to small intestine in one direction. I repeat, sphincter muscle is responsible for the movement in one particular direction. Now let's move on to the intestine. Small intestine. In our human body, we have two types of intestine, small intestine and large intestine. Now let's talk about the small intestine. Small intestine is the longest part of alimentary canal. It is mainly responsible for complete digestion of carbohydrate, proteins and fat. It is also responsible for absorption of the completely digested food. In herbivores, small intestine is longer as compared to the carnivores because herbivores have to digest cellulose present in the plant cell. Therefore, the herbivores need a longer small intestine as compared to the carnivores. Now let's move on to our next slide, that is liver. Liver is the largest gland and it produces bile juice. Bile juice is responsible for breaking down the larger fat globules into smaller fat globule, and this is known as emulsification of fat. So in a way, liver secretes bile juice. This bile juice are stored in gallbladder, and finally this bile juice are responsible for emulsification of fat, where a bigger globule of fat, a larger globule of fat breaks down into smaller globule of fat. Finally, this smaller globule of fat get digested by the enzyme called lipase enzyme. So therefore, the smaller globules of fat will be digested by lipase enzyme. Lipase enzyme may not act on the larger globules of fat. Therefore, emulsification is responsible for breaking down the larger globule of fat into smaller globule, and this process is known as emulsification.